wonder how long I can go without actually saying anything and just getting comments. Whole review is just me doing this. 130 people so far. How high can we go? Let's get to 1,000 people. Let's go. Get it up. 170. Can we hit 200? Do I hear 200? 216. Beautiful. Do I hear 250? 230? 240? Come on. Viewers always go up when we lose. They love it. They love the rants. 300? Do I hear 300? 303. Okay. We'll start now then. 330. Alright. Honestly, I would have been happy to just be completely silent for that entire review. Because I feel like I still would have been putting in more effort than most of the team. And I would have been even saying a single word. That's how little they seem to put in tonight. So comment your thoughts. Welcome to the review, Sainers. Welcome to the Saints TV round 14 therapy session, where we can all vent and let off some steam. Because it is Friday, and that's the benefit, is that we've got the whole weekend ahead of us. So let's get all of the shit off our chest. Whatever you need to say it here and only here. And let's really try and dissect what the hell we just watched. Because I am still... I've seen a lot of bad losses on this channel, as you guys know very well. But tonight I am genuinely stunned by how shit we were and how well we allowed a young bottom three Essendon team play. How well we just let them do what they wanted to do and dictate the game. So we came into this pretty confident. And I'm not going to say overconfident, because I did in my review, in my preview video, I said it'd be a danger game. I said Essendon are prone to playing pretty well when they need to, but they haven't done it this year. And just before the bounce, they interviewed Brett Radden, and some people might disagree with me on this, but this kind of just sent a weird vibe, a negative vibe down my spine. And he talked about how the occasion was basically more important than the football match itself. And, you know, obviously the occasion is fantastic. It is raising money and awareness for an amazing cause and for an amazing person in Danny Frawley. But then the way he said it, I was just like, cool. So the win isn't exactly the priority right now. And if that's the message being sent out, I kind of thought, I wonder if the players feel the same way, because if they do, we might not get away with this. And lo and behold, that is the exact performance that was tossed up. There are a couple of players out there today that I've never seen them play worse games. And I just thought we overused the ball. Like Dan Butler at his best, gets it, roves it, snaps it instantly within seconds. But at that occasion, I think in the second quarter, maybe even the first quarter, he got it, ran, could have taken the kick, kept running, put himself into danger, and then handballed it, got it back, and then snapped it at a worse angle than what he was originally on when he roved the ball. So there were so many occasions like that where Higgins tried to do too much. Gresham in the first half tried to do way too much with the footy. He still kicked 3 goals, and that's great. But there were so many errors in the first half from those sort of players where we could have just easily kicked goals. We cut through the middle of the ground on about 3 occasions I counted in the second quarter. And each time we did not even score. We turned it over, and Essendon was the team to score first. And that was with 3 or 4 Sainers running through the middle on one Essendon player with their back to goal, and all we had to do was hit a target going forward who was in acres of space, and that would have been job done. But we panicked, we over-possessed the ball, we didn't lead, and this is why I say every week Sharman needs to play. We had too many smalls. Ben Long kicked a goal, battles hard, but this one, I have to say, he was pretty average. Dan Butler Again, little impact on the game. Jack Higgins, he's our best small forward, but with the other smalls in the team, it feels like he's not at his best. And then you've got Max King, who just, he led all day, and we didn't hit him where he needed to go. And then there was times where Tim Membry, I called it during the week, Tim Membry in the back line for basically the entire second or third quarter to stem the flow. And what is most upsetting about this performance, it's not the start, it's not the second quarter, it is the third quarter. The fact that we come out, we kick 5 unanswered goals in 8 minutes. We level the scores after being 28 points down at halftime. And what do we do from that moment on? This shows the mentality of this team tonight. What do? We concede the next 6. Put ourselves 6 goals down. We actually lose the quarter after being 5 goals the better team in the first 10 minutes. But we lose the quarter and then we lose the game. And I honestly don't know what the final score was because I was too busy writing my full-time review post. I think it would have been, 72 to 101 maybe. We conceded over 100 points for the first time since round 1. And that was against Collingwood. And we let Peter Wright kick 4. And that was another damning thing, was that any time Essendon got the ball on the turnover, I was looking straight to where Peter Wright was. Dukes was never within 2 metres of him. He was always trailing. And Peter Wright is not a fast player. He is a slow player. You know, he's a Ben McAvoy speed player. And yet Dougal Howard was never arm on arm with him, ready to go with him to the ball. He always allowed Peter Wright to have 2 to 3 metres where he could run and jump. And that is when he's good, because he has time to get that leap, like Max King down the other end. Except this time, the opponents didn't allow him that space as much. We allowed them so much space. We let them run. We didn't man up. We played like we thought the game was just going to happen. And that's really the first time this year I think that's happened since round 1. I think in round 1 we thought we were going to beat Collingwood and just rock up. Tonight I actually think we just rocked up and thought the game was going to happen. And I think at one point in the first half, our clearance work was 10 to 1. 10 to 1 our way. We were killing them in the middle. It ended up being 32 all. So from that point on, they outmuscled us in the midfield. Both our rucks had less hit-outs than both their rucks. Draper and, I can't remember their other ruckman's name. God, it eludes me. Phillips, I think. They had more hit-outs combined than Rowan Marshall and Paddy Ryder. Although Paddy and I think Rowe did hit the scoreboard. That just around the ground, they didn't do enough. And that's one of our biggest strengths. Especially with Jack Steele down, we need our rucks lifting because our midfield's not stacked. They also didn't have Darcy Parish tonight. You know, they didn't have their best defenders in tonight. And yet they still, at the end of the day, it didn't come down to who was playing. It came down to how they were playing. And their attitude was spot on from the start. And ours was like a rock star team that just thought it was going to happen. And we thought playing 5 to 10 minutes of pretty good football in the third quarter was going to get the win. But even against the bottom teams in the AFL, you need to play a consistent level. And some of the turnovers, someone just commented there, the turnovers 66 to 53. That is a lot of turnovers. That is too many for a top team. Too many. You are not going to win games by doing that. Some of the turnovers in the back half. Jack Sinclair going backwards. One play between 2 bombers, conceded a goal. Nasai Wanganeen-Malira, moments before that, missed an easy 15-metre dart that he never misses. Brad Hill, same. Wilkie, bombing it out. Dukes, the same. Our entries. Tim Membry goes another game without hitting the scoreboard, I believe. Great player, going backwards, going into the back line and saving us on countless occasions, but not threatening forward of centre. Dan Butler, tackles, chases, does not threaten forward of centre. Our forwards are doing everything but kicking goals at the moment. And when Max King's not kicking 6, we're not kicking a winning score. We're too reliant on Maxi at the moment. And Jack Steele returning can't come quickly enough. We honestly need that leadership in the middle of the ground, and we had good instant. We had bad outs, but our team on the park was good enough. It was one of our strongest teams for the year. Everyone said that going into this game. We loved having Hunter Clark back, and I actually thought he was great tonight. I thought it was a great return for him. I thought Jack Billings was serviceable. Burns, quiet, but not one of our worst. It was just a complete and utter lack of respect for Essendon. And they just played like they knew, well, we played them in round 3 last year. We're going to do what we did, and we beat them by 75. If we do it again, we're going to cause them problems. And that was the best football they've played since round 3 last year. Since they beat us, that was the best football a year and a half on. So they're our bogey team now, and it's one of those games that I said we needed to win because our second half of the year is going to be very difficult. We play a lot of very good teams. Carlton did us a favour and lost last night. All we needed to do was show up, play our best football, and we'd be back in the top 4 tonight. We could be out of the 8 by the end of the round, I believe. I'm not sure if that's true, but based on the results, we could be out of the 8 after starting the 8-3. So I know I gave shit to Kane Corns during the week about how he thinks we can drop out of the 8. He may well be right only a few days after saying that remark. So look at this. Saints fan just having a bit of banter out the window. Puts me off my guard there. I've got to put a mask on or something so people can't see me in the car. Got to cover my rego as well, I think. But honestly, guys, that was a huge letdown. I'm incredibly disappointed. I know you probably don't think so because I'm trying to keep it cool, calm and collected, but I can't pick one player that cost us this game. It just seemed like every player shared the same mentality in that we're just gonna be too good for them. It's just gonna happen. And that's not how it works. You need to really dig in. And Essendon dug in. They played great football. They put us in uncomfortable positions. And they capitalised when they needed to. And we didn't. It was the worst loss of the year by far. In a very, very important game. Spud's game, no less, as I said in my full-time review post. We talked it up. Nathan Burke, if anyone was at the ground and heard Nathan Burke's speech pre-game, you'd think, we're not losing this. We're not losing this. It was such a good rev up. And then we deliver that. It was just absolute trash. Anyway, that's my take, Saners. Let's get into some of the comments. I've got the phone here, thanks to the old partner, the old girlfriend. What were your thoughts on it tonight?
Oh, rubbish.
Eh?
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing?
Yeah.
2 Spud games down and 2 losses in them. Brilliant. Brendan's asking, how do I sleep tonight? Ooh, I'd say a couple of cheeky Pinots, but I don't want to endorse anything like that. Go watch Top Gun, Hoyt's Extreme Screen, and you'll be wrong. Actually, you won't fall asleep. You'll be buzzing. You won't sleep for days. Yeah. How do you sleep tonight, mate? I don't know. I'm going to struggle tonight. It's going to be one of those ones where I fall asleep, I wake up in the morning in a good mood, and then I realise, holy fuck, that wasn't a dream, that actually happened. I feel shit again. Sack Radden, that's from Adrian. I wouldn't jump the gun on that, mate. I think he got out coached tonight, but yeah, I wouldn't jump the gun on that. 33,000 attendance from Jaden. 33,000 tonight for Spud's game on a Friday night, and we're playing for a shot at the top 4. That is not good enough, Sainters. We had more Sainters at the Bentley Social last weekend. And that's saying a lot. 33,000 tonight for Spud's game on a Friday night with the Essendon, who you were saying, what were you saying before on the way to the car? About the noise.
Well, there was, it felt like we were very much outnumbered, and they were so loud from the very beginning all the way to the end. Yeah. They didn't stop. Essendon supporters were buzzing even before they were winning.
Yeah. They were up and about. We were quiet. I'm sure Al29 was buzzing for a lot of the game, but just in general, the vibe around the ground was probably of that of nervousness. And I mean, I wasn't vocal much tonight because I was so frustrated, but 33,000 in attendance, that's really not good enough. Oh my God. All right, I'm calling this one out. This is the first one and the only one I'm calling out. This is Jack. Can someone please stop Brad Hill from playing for us? He's the worst player in the AFL. Jack, that is a ridiculous comment. Brad Hill was not even close to the worst on ground tonight. To anyone that DMs me, to anyone that comments and picks out Brad Hill or any other player specifically and says they're the worst player in the AFL and they shouldn't be playing and we need to get them off their list, do not watch this review. Do not even waste your time commenting. Don't waste the energy on the keyboard. I'm not even sure why I'm wasting the energy reading this out, but I'm just calling it out right now. He's not our problem tonight. We've got bigger problems. It's up here, and it's strategically in the coach's box. Brad Hill was not even close to the worst player tonight. Not even close. Waste of time there, Jack, commenting that. Robert, speaking of comments, and a good comment, Robert says Sharman in for the rest of the season. Great call. Our forward line has looked shit since Sharman has been out. He kicked 4 last week for Sandy. Last week I said we didn't have enough leaders. And tonight it showed. Too many smalls, not enough leaders, no one dictating where the ball needs to go. And Sharman does that. And he's good for 2 to 3 goals a game. He can kick straight, he's composed, he can hit targets, and he can lead. And he creates space for Max King. He did that for 4 weeks when Maxi needed support in the forward line. We take him out of the team. Maxi's the number 1 target. Can't live up to the hype because he's got 5 players on him. And our smalls aren't going to kick a goal. So Sharman needs to come in next week. Probably for someone like Ben Long. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do at the selection table with Jack Steele ready to come back in as well. Steph says, I haven't walked away from many games feeling embarrassed, but I'm actually embarrassed tonight. I think we're all a little bit embarrassed and a bit shocked. I think hearing the Essendon fans singing their song at the end, knowing, that they're bloody 16th on the ladder and we were going for top 4, it's just not good enough. I can take losing to Brisbane the way we did last week, to Melbourne, even Collingwood because they're flying at the moment, but this by far was one of the most inexcusable losses in recent years. We had the team to beat them. They had important players missing. This was Spud's game. It was Friday night. What else do you really need, Saners, to get up for this? It eludes me. There's a lot of comments. That was not Saints footy at all from Cameron. No, it wasn't, Cam. We didn't play Saints footy for more than 5 minutes in the game. And that's really frustrating that, Saints footy is so good to watch when we're up and about. But the last couple of weeks, there was more Saints footy last week. And we lost to a really good team and we had injuries. But you wonder how important players like D-Mac and Owens are and these sort of guys that bring that physicality. We didn't have much physicality tonight. I thought Nasiah was good. Clark and Hill and Sinks, but outside of that, there was just no grunt, no physical presence, no one pushing Bombers around and really pushing them into the deck and, I don't know, setting the tone, and when you've got no steel there, you need a player to do that. And tonight, I don't even know who the captain was tonight. That really shows because it didn't seem like we had any leadership on the field at all. Raphael's saying, this is the angriest I've been after a loss. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is the angriest I've been after a loss, but this is definitely one of the more dejecting losses. I just, it's just kind of like, I'm sick of, these sort of performances. This is the first time this year I've really felt that way, so it's been a while, but I wanted to go a whole year without losing like this, and especially Spud's game, like, get a win in that game. Like, how hard is it? Harley says, Jake, I have no words. Where has Max gone? There were times when Max led a lot, into good spots tonight and we didn't go to him. And then there were times where he didn't lead and we bombed it on his head because he wanted it there. And it was just very easy for Essendon's defenders to get 3 or 4 around him. And he's good when he can run and jump. If he's not running and jumping, he just doesn't have that physicality at the moment to be able to go one-on-one like that. His contested marks are from the side. He likes to come in third man up, but when he's one-on-one, it's, you know, he'll compete, but the ball's not, he's not marking it more times than not. It's coming out to the fall, and we didn't have players around the footy at that time. We had a lot of smalls on the ground, but funnily enough, none of them were crumbing at his feet. And there were plenty of chances to do that, but Essendon were first to the ball all night. AJ's saying, Jakey, you need to call out a few players' performances tonight. Look, I'll be honest, I think Dan Butler to me was the most frustrating. I just thought that how many chances do we have to give him, and his performance at VFL level's been good, and so he has to come in. But when he comes in, I don't think he's kicked more than 2 goals at all this season. He kicked a goal, I think, tonight. I can't remember. But I can't get over that snap opportunity where he just overdid it, and that cost us a goal, I think. So, yeah, he was probably the most frustrating for me to watch tonight. No heart. That's from Phil. Yep, I would agree with that. We are the hardest team to follow in the AFL. That's from Matt. Yeah, no shit, Matt. You don't need this loss to tell me that. 1 premiership in their history. That's enough said. Bo says, honestly, we haven't played this bad in a very long time. We're making Essendon look like a top 4 side. So many wasteful opportunities, giving them way too much room. Essendon kicked 15 goals, 17. They had 32 shots on goal. That's the 16th ranked team in the comp that has one of the worst defences and one of the worst attacks, and we let them have 32 shots on goal. The same went last week. I think we allowed Brisbane about 30 shots on goal, and they missed a lot of shots, and we could have lost by more. So maybe there was more to it last week, and we continued it on this week. But at some point, a team's going to kick straight, and they kicked straight late, and they ended up winning by 6 goals. So they deserved it in the end. Marcus says, Jake, the issue with this club is our delusional fans. When will we learn? When? Depends on what you mean by delusional, mate. If we all came into this game expecting a win, we're not delusional. We're 6th on the ladder. We're playing a 16th ranked team. They've won 2 games for the year. We've won 8. I think we can go into games with expectation. We're not all saying we're going to be world beaters and win the flag this year, but if you think we're delusional by us thinking we're going to make top 8, I think you're the delusional one there. I don't know what you mean by delusional. You know, I think we're all pretty real. From the ones that I read online, we're always nervous. We're always expecting the worst and hoping for the best. But, yeah, that's Saints fans. I've never met an overconfident Saints fan in my life. I'm definitely not one of them. Brogan says, Jones was the only bloke I can think of who chased and had genuine two-way running. I thought Nasiah did as well. He laid a really good tackle and got holding the ball in the second quarter, and he pushed forward pretty well. I thought Sinks did his best, but it was left to too little too few. Seb didn't have that normal zip about him that he had, a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully the boys are just going through a bit of a downer and we can get Steele back next week and DMAC and hopefully improve and we need to upset a win now. We need to beat someone like Sydney away to make up for a loss like tonight, especially because those teams are the teams that are going to keep us out of the top 4 and the top 8. So we need a lift. We have no excuses now. What's wrong with Marshall? I don't know, Benjamin, but I've heard, he's been not crook, but he's been a bit sore the last couple of weeks. But if he's playing, he's playing. So he kicked a goal or 2 tonight, and he didn't have the normal impact around the ground, but I thought he did okay forward of centre. Too many individuals, this is from Alan, too many individuals trying to get stats, poor decisions, no run, and kicking straight to the opposition. Our forward needs to lead and isolate Membry if King is double-teamed. Yeah, Membry's not even playing forward line anymore. That is one thing that I'm sick of. I'm sick of seeing Membry up around the back line. I don't understand. I can't remember the last time Membry's kicked a goal or kicked more than 2 goals in a game. It just doesn't seem like that's his focus. His focus is getting the ball around the ground, and that's it. Tim Membry is a full forward and a centre-half forward, first and foremost. I want him kicking 3 goals a game. Max King kicking 3. That's 6 goals between them. Membry was playing full-back for most of the game, it seemed. Geez, my voice is gone. This is from Callan. Our smaller forwards need to put a block on King's defender so he can get a run and jump at it. Exactly, another issue tonight. Selfish football means you're not thinking about doing those unselfish things. You're focused on your game, so you're assuming King is going to take care of 4 defenders and you're going to get the ball and you're going to snap a goal. You're thinking about me. Not, okay, I'm going to go and shepherd this guy. That's what we were doing so well in the first 10 weeks. We had footage. Hill, Jones, these guys, Paddy Ryder, Ben Long, they leave their man. Sharman does it very well, and that's why I want him in. Leave their man, go and bump King's opponent, and that gives King 2 meters of space. That's all he needs to run and jump. We don't do that. We haven't done that last couple of weeks. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it saying there's a lot of comments, but at the end of the day, they're all saying the same thing, and I completely agree with all of you. It was rubbish. It was selfless. It was garbage. It was. We didn't... It's not a game I would bother watching the replay for. Like, why would you? There wasn't a decent passage of play in the entire game, apart from the third term. But then after the 5 goals, we can see the next 6 anyway. So it just completely takes the sting out of the game. And when you've got momentum like that to get back to level terms, you expect a top team to really get going, and that's what we've been good at for most of the year. Our third terms have been our best. We get on a roll and teams can't stop us. Essendon were able to not only stop us, but then get the ascendancy back and hit back even harder. And that's the most disappointing thing. Mentally, we just weren't strong enough tonight, and we allowed Essendon to do what they wanted to do, and that was to play a fast, exciting brand of football, got their supporters into the game, and they spoiled Spud's night. And now we go to 8-5 now, and we play Sydney in Sydney. So I don't really know where to go from here. I'll leave it on Andy's comment. He's asking, Jake, were you pissed off in the last when we were 4 to 5 goals down and wouldn't take risks going up the guts? Absolutely. I couldn't believe that with 8 minutes to go, we're 3 goals down and we're chipping it around in the back line and not taking the game on. I couldn't believe that. That's when I just crossed my arms, sat back in my seat and just thought, well, this is over. This is over. We're not going for it. First 8 weeks of the season, we were going for it. We were ready to take games on, willing to lose by more, to win by a lot. And tonight, it's like we accepted it. Like we accepted that, we fired our shot, but Essendon, kudos to them, they win. There were a lot of boos, I think, at the half-time siren or three-quarter time siren, and I think maybe at full-time. So I'm not sure if that was towards the umpires or towards our players, but it reverberated around the stadium, so that really said it all about the performance tonight. So I'll wrap it up there, Saners. To the Saners that are going to be watching this on YouTube, please comment your thoughts. I know a lot of Saners on Facebook are doing it already, but on YouTube, comment your thoughts and subscribe. And to the Saners watching, I'd love it if you can go on Instagram, follow Saints TV Pod at Saints TV Pod. Let's get over 19,000. We're very close there. And then please go on YouTube and subscribe to the Saints TV Pod as well. This is where there'll be footage of this, the podcast footage during the week, Saints TV Weekly, my player ratings, hopefully fan cams, the full reaction to this loss will be on YouTube exclusively, so head on over there. But again, thank you for staying up late. It's now 11:30. I don't know why I'm still in the car park talking about this game. It's a waste of time, but I'm here for you, Saners, so appreciate it. All your support, as always. And I'll be back during the week to lead up to a very important game in Sydney. And hopefully I might even be flying up to Sydney if I can be bothered. But yeah, based on this performance, I'm not sure I want to. So take care. It's Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your night while you can and your weekend. And I'll see you in my next video. But yeah. What a shit performance. Catch you later, Saners. Enjoy your weekend. Go Saners.